This is Dr. Neil Burnie. He lives in Bermuda, a stunning Atlantic island 640 miles east of North Carolina, USA.
So now
He spent the last 30 years practicing veterinary medicine, but now he's transferring his veterinary skills to help save, protect, and learn more about the incredible marine life of Bermuda's ocean.
This is a completely wild shark.
Alongside his dedicated ocean vet team are a number of scientists, marine biologists,
Nick off the back fin.
and specialist master divers, helping to perform a number of unique and dangerous procedures in a bid to safeguard critically important marine species. Together, the team will be fitting satellite tags to huge tiger sharks, saving precious green turtles, dissecting giant blue marlin, and obtaining unique toxin samples from 45-ton migrating humpback whales.
Yay! Whoa!
My knees are like jello.
Yes, man.
This is Bermuda, home to Dr. Neil Burnie, the ocean vet. The Galapagos shark, once one of the most abundant shark species found in the waters around Bermuda. These apex predators play a fundamental role in the health of the marine ecosystem, helping to control the delicate balance of life in oceans all over the world. Over the last 60 years, a rapid increase of sharks caught globally has had a devastating effect on Galapagos shark numbers, casting serious doubt over its long-term survival.
I've got him. He's in tonic, Ian. We've got to take it.
In this episode of Ocean Vet, Neil and his team have been called in to help release a sick Galapagos shark from the Bermuda Aquarium's North Rock tank.
We're going to transfer him into the stretcher on 3, 2, 1, go.
To ensure this fish survives, Neil and his crew face a challenging mission to transport the animal 7 miles offshore for release at a protected marine reserve.
As we release the fish, I'm going to make sure that he can swim strongly.
Neil and his crew will also have a rare encounter with a blue shark while on a mission to catch a large Galapagos shark to implant a powerful satellite tracking tag.
Now I'm going to insert this large PSAT archival tag into the fish.
The team's goal is to begin a new scientific study, tracking these sharks to see if they make long-range migrations from the Bermuda platform.
Okay, get the hose out.
The hose.
Together with his ocean vet crew, Neil faces some of his toughest challenges in a bid to help save and learn more about the majestic Galapagos shark.
Morning, Roma.
Morning.
Lisa.
Neil's veterinary expertise have been called upon by the Bermuda Aquarium to help with the release of their captive Galapagos shark.
Good. Is he behaving himself?
Oh yeah, he's waiting for you.
Let's hope. We've just got to hope his behavior is good. We've got to hope the shark behaves himself and comes easily into our capture net.
The aquarium's resident Galapagos shark, Desmond, has developed lesions on his nose. These injuries have been sustained by the shark banging against the walls of the tank, trying to avoid the bullying of the larger and more aggressive black grouper. After several weeks under observation, Neil has seen no improvement in the shark's condition, so its best chance of survival lies with it being released.
We're gonna have Neil on the head in terms of.
The aquarium's chief curator, Dr. Ian Walker, aquarium collector Stephen Davies, and series marine biologist Choi Ming will be capturing the shark with Neil, loading it onto a stretcher and rushing it to a tank waiting on the ocean vet boat, Bones.
There's a lot on the line here, and we're very concerned about the health of this particular shark. We really are concerned for his welfare. We don't want to lose him during this capture and release process.
To ensure this shark stands the best chance of making a full recovery from its injuries, North Rock has been selected by the team as a release location. This protected marine reserve will enable this shark to make a full and speedy recovery and its close proximity to the aquarium will minimize stress to the animal during transport.
We're a little frustrated at the moment because we've been waiting quite a few minutes for the shark. He's made a couple passes at the net, but he turns off every time. So we've added a little bit of bait to the net to try and entice him just a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes. We're getting some progress, but not what we want.
Eventually, the shark's interest in the baited net increases. Neil's capture team is poised, and the boat is standing by for transport. It looks like the team's plan might just come off.
Here he is. Here he is.
As the team lift the shark, it manages to wriggle free from the net. The shark is now dangerously out of control and risks further injury to itself or one of the capture team. Specialist collector Gus has no option and plunges the shark into the standby tank.
Hold him upside down, tonic.
We've got the shark upside down in tonic. We're going to transfer him into the stretcher on 3, 2, 1, go.
With sharks only able to survive out of water for short periods of time, the team have a strict 35-minute time frame to get this shark to its release location.
He's small. I got him tiny cradle.
Okay.
With the shark safely transferred to the truck, Neil runs to meet the team by the Ocean Vet boat.
The truck is coming behind me. I'm just going to prepare the boat for the shark.
You're at 3 minutes, 25 seconds.
Okay. Transferring the shark to the stretcher. He's in the stretcher. Lifting the stretcher out. Stretcher's going to boom. Yep.
With the shark en route to the team's boat, Neil's focus is on stabilizing the animal for the journey to its release location.
I'm making sure the shark has water flow across his gills by keeping this hose in his mouth. He's biting onto it, so we know that he's vigorous. I'm just going to check his eye reflex. Switch. And he's great.
Good. How are we doing?
You're doing great, man.
Swim that tail.
With the transfer taking just under 4 minutes, Neil and the team can now focus on the shark's welfare as they make the journey out to the North Rock Marine Reserve.
So to provide vital life support to this shark while he's in the tank, we have 2 things going for him. First of all, we've got highly oxygenated water running through this pipe directly over his gills. And secondly, my good friend Gus here is acting as physiotherapist. He is actively massaging the shark's muscles, making him swim to move any lactic acid out of his muscles and let that oxygen work on him. So we had considered releasing this shark with an archival transmitting tank. However, after measuring him and looking at his weight, we've decided that this tank would produce too much drag on this small shark. We are, however, going to place this National Marine Fisheries Service tag in the shark so that if he's ever captured, we'll get the data from his retrieval.
Inserting tags into sharks causes them little discomfort, as most sharks lack nociceptors, the nerves that send pain signals to the brain. The shark's movement here is actually associated with it briefly exiting tonic immobility.
There it is. So here's the National Marine Fisheries toe tag placed, anchored well.
The team have arrived at the release location. The shark has been in Neil's care for a total of 25 minutes, well under the 35-minute target. Support rib pilot Dylan Ward is ready to deploy underwater cameraman Andrew Kirkpatrick, and Dr. Ian Walker is taking control of primary care.
I'm gonna put on a pair of fins, a mask, and a belt, and as we release the fish, I'm gonna make sure that he can swim strongly.
Entering the water to help revive this animal is a crucial part of Neil's role. Most sharks are obligate ram ventilators, meaning they need to move forward to breathe. Neil has assisted the revival of large tiger sharks and even large pelagic species like the blue marlin. Hopefully, this Galapagos shark will revive itself. But in case it doesn't, Neil will be standing by.
About 5 feet, you're right at the perfect spot. Okay. That's perfect. You ready?
You're right.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, ready?
The team's mission has been a huge success, and releasing this young shark into the ocean will not only improve the health of this marine ecosystem, but should see this Galapagos shark fully recover.
Phenomenal. Strong swim away, beautiful release. The fish turned around, he came back over the sand and headed right down into the reefs. I think he's home. 3, 2, 1, go.
So far, the team have completed the challenging task of transporting a sick Galapagos shark from the Bermuda aquarium for successful release into a protected marine reserve. The team are now positioned at Argus Bank, 35 miles off Bermuda's shore.
You take over there? Yeah.
Neil and his crew are beginning a new scientific study on Galapagos sharks, attaching satellite tags to reveal their migrations.
So we're out on Argus Banks and we've been chumming and fishing for a couple of hours, and a group of smaller sharks have just turned up in our chum line. They're not tigers, they're either Galapagos or silkies. We don't often get a chance to get in the water and swim with these smaller sharks. I'm keen to do that. They can be aggressive, could be a little bit dangerous, but very exciting. I'm keen to learn more about the behavior of these sharks.
Like other shark species, these animals have an aggressive reputation. But in Neil's experience, this is not always a reality.
So I'm down in around 40 feet of water. There's a few of these sharks around, but this one is particularly bold and playful. This is a completely wild shark, and yet it's happy to approach me on scuba gear and take food straight from my hand. Certainly something that I've never experienced before. What an incredible experience!
Recent studies on sharks have revealed they are far more intelligent than once thought. Their behavior here is far more curious and inquisitive than dangerous and aggressive.
Galapagos sharks tend to form large groups, which may help them navigate better over long distances. Some scientists have identified some shark migratory pathways more complex than those of birds, something our tags should reveal.
Shark behavior can change very quickly. As they become more confident, their instinct is to further investigate. This incredible blue shark is particularly interested in Andrew Kirkpatrick, the team's underwater videographer. It's likely attracted to the electromagnetic field surrounding the camera. No one is in any immediate danger, but it goes to show how quickly the unexpected turns up in deep blue water.
Well, this is the first time I've swum with a blue shark, and what an experience it is. They're a stunningly beautiful shark. You can see how their hydrodynamic body enables them to travel over vast distances. A true ocean wanderer.
Absolutely incredible. I think I just fed one of those sharks, not 10 inches from my face. We're gonna put a bait down now, try and capture one. If it's a Galapagos shark, we're gonna put a tag in it, track it around the ocean. Really excited. We also had a blue shark come up, play with me just like a puppy dog, got to feed him by hand. What a day out here on Argus. Phenomenal.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that was incredible down there. Literally, it's like you're one of them just sort of swimming amongst them. They don't pay you any peace of mind. They're just going after the bait that we're chucking over, and it's just sort of surreal just being down there, just sort of gliding with them. Incredible, incredible.
Yeah, buddy.
So good, so good.
Hey,
Well done,
hey.
Neil. Hey, that was some good stuff, man. Okay, your crotch is in my face.
Bonding, sorry.
After the success of the dive, the team's attention quickly turns to catching one of these sharks for the first tag implant procedure.
Hang on, I think I've got a
But
tangle.
catching and tagging a Galapagos shark is no easy task. While Dylan Ward, the team's fisherman, preps Neil's shark rods, Choi prepares the important satellite tag.
Each of these satellite tags costs about $5,000. So there's considerable investment financially and scientifically in each tag. To date, we've put out over $100,000 worth of these satellite tags, mainly on tiger sharks, and they've revealed some fantastic information. We've basically seen the migration routes they take in and out of the Caribbean and out and around the Atlantic. This is the first one that we're going to put out on a wild Galapagos shark, so the results should be really exciting as well.
The team's work with tiger sharks has enabled policymakers to develop shark protection policies. The goal is to now extend this work to Galapagos sharks so that they can benefit from similar protection. Back on the boat, Neil doesn't have to wait long for some interest in his bait.
So it's not, oh, I was going to say it's not pulling us quite as hard as the tiger sharks pull, so hopefully we've got a Galapagos shark here.
With a potential shark on the line, Kirkpatrick is deployed into the water. This isn't only to film the animal, but also to provide information on the shark's status, ensuring the animal is unharmed during the capture process.
So this shark is considerably larger than the shark we released from the North Rock tank, probably 4 or 5 times the size, and considerably more powerful. People underrate the fighting ability of Galapagos sharks, but I personally do not. These guys put up a hell of a struggle on the skill.
Pound for pound, the Galapagos shark is one of the most powerful fish in the ocean. Securing the tail is key to disabling the animal's power.
Good job, Dylan. Good
Grab
job.
the leader, Jack, and the swivel.
With the tail disabled, Dylan carefully holds the shark at the back of the boat, ready for the lift.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Neil's primary objective is to secure a saltwater hose that will provide vital oxygen to the shark during the tagging procedure.
So, the hose is in, ensuring he has water supply over his gills. I'm keeping his eyes covered, and I've got his electrical receptors, which are these little pits that you see here, also under the towel. And we think that this contributes to keeping this animal quiet. It's one of the ways to put an animal in tonic is to stimulate these electrical receptors, the organs of Lorenzini. Yeah. There he is.
The flow of water over the shark's gills is crucial while in the team's care. This simple but effective life support system ensures the shark's bloodstream is fully oxygenated.
The hose is making sure the water is flowing over his gills. It's running out through his gill slots here. We can see it running out here. It's running out over here, particularly flowing well over on this side. Perfect. We've got him well oxygenated. We're going to cut this hook and then take it out like that, and we're going to remove the hook. Hook is free.
Basically, we're gloving up. Even though we're in the wild, we're trying to keep the environment as sterile as possible, particularly as we are going to break the animal's skin slightly in order to insert the tag.
So if I was in my animal hospital, I'd prepare the site with iodine. I'm going to prepare the site with povidone iodine, make a small stab incision, like so. Now I'm going to insert this large PSAT archival tag into the fish, as so. I'm going to pull it back, make sure it snugs in nicely into the skin, which it does. This is how it's going to lie. There's a small wound here where we've placed it, but this will close over very rapidly. We're now going to take a DNA clip.
This small wound will cause the shark little discomfort, and it is a small price for it to pay in order to benefit its entire species.
Okay, so we've got our DNA clip here. We've just cut a little nick off the back fin. This is going to, this DNA sample is going to go to the Guy Harvey Research Institute in Florida. We've been working with them for several years, and they've been collecting DNA on sharks all over the world. And what we're going to do is send it off, and they're going to genetically map the Galapagos population of Bermuda and see how related it is to other Galapagos populations throughout the world. So lots of science going on, multiple parties. We're getting as much wild data off this animal as possible while we have him for our brief few minutes on the boat. Also, besides doing measurement, we like to see the sex of the shark. It's nice to know the ratio of males to females in Bermuda, even though we've just started doing this research. And you can clearly see here, he has 2 hemipenes. And you can tell this guy is not mature because the hemipenes are soft. These guys grow to about 10 foot in length and 400 pounds as a maximum. That's pretty much the size. They usually live about 20 years, but it takes them at least 10 of those years before they sexually mature. I'd say in this shape, he's definitely going to make it to adulthood and reproduce and hopefully give us some fantastic satellite data on his movements.
I'm going to get in the water, supervise the release of this fish. If he doesn't swim strongly, I'm going to be able to push him through the water and force water over his gills, as we've had water go in here. If he swims away strongly, I'm just going to watch him go on his way.
Let's both get behind the bottles.
Yep. Good. One on each side.
Yep. You got that other one?
Yeah.
You wanna check that?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Come on.
There we go.
Right
Okay.
on. Got
I think so.
Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
Good luck, my friend.
See you later, buddy.
Shove it.
The release of this tagged Galapagos shark represents the first important step of Neil and his team's study. With additional migration data from other Galapagos sharks, conservationists can understand where these animals migrate to and whether these areas require greater protections to preserve the populations of these animals.
Absolutely phenomenal. The shark was kicking hard. He turned himself around, almost got caught under the engines, and then I was just guiding him down and he just took off straight down into the deep. Beautiful release. Oh, ecstatic. I am ecstatic. Woo!
Since the filming of this project, the track on this shark revealed a migration of over 400 miles east of Bermuda.
One, go!
For Neil and his team, this information is the first part of the puzzle to understanding where these sharks go and what dangers they face. This shark is the first of many the team will tag over the coming months. Their work will help to ensure this remarkable species is part of Bermuda's magical marine ecosystem for years to come. Next time on Ocean Vet, Neil and his crew are on a mission to save the spotted eagle ray.
Straight into the aspects, in this position, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oxygen on.
Teaming up with international scientists and local experts, the team will be studying and protecting these stunning rays in Bermuda's crystal clear waters. This is Dr. Neil Burnie. He lives in Bermuda, a stunning Atlantic island 640 miles east of North Carolina, USA.
So now
He spent the last 30 years practicing veterinary medicine, but now he's transferring his veterinary skills to help save, protect, and learn more about the incredible marine life of Bermuda's ocean.
This is a completely wild shark.
Alongside his dedicated ocean vet team are a number of scientists,
Yeah, this and
marine biologists,
Nick off the back fin.
and specialist master divers, helping to perform a number of unique and dangerous procedures in a bid to safeguard critically important marine species. Together, the team will be fitting satellite tags to huge tiger sharks, saving precious green turtles, dissecting giant blue marlin, and obtaining unique toxin samples from 45-ton migrating humpback whales.
Yay! Whoa! My knees are like jello.
Yes, man.
This is Bermuda, home to Dr. Neil Burnie, the ocean vet. Sharks. They have existed for over 420 million years. They were around before land vertebrates and even before plant species colonized the continents. They are without question one of the most perfectly formed of all planet Earth's predators. The sixgill shark, like many shark species, is listed as near threatened. Cruising Bermuda's inky depths at well over 2,000 feet, they often fall foul of deep-sea commercial fishing lines set down for table species such as the Atlantic wreckfish. With no real commercial value, these massive sharks are hauled to the surface, killed, and used as bait.
Okay, the shark is maybe 80 feet down right now. Let's get Drew in the water.
In this episode, the Ocean Vet team are on a rescue mission. They'll be working alongside Andrew Marshall and Stevie Cabral, two local commercial fishermen fishing for deep-sea wreckfish.
Want to get it? We'll sort that out later. Maybe Drew?
Andrew has requested the assistance of the Ocean Vet team to attempt the rescue and release of any sixgill sharks that are accidentally caught.
Yeah, it's a lot of gear to transfer. You can see there's a big rolly sea, so it's all hands on deck.
Under the water, Neil will complete a dangerous assessment dive to monitor the condition of a sixgill shark as it ascends from the depths. The team will also be working waterside to free this monster shark, carefully removing the tangled fishing lines and hooks.
Slat it with the heel of your hand, man. Slam it as hard as you can. No, hard as you can. All your weight.
Finally, Choi Ming, the series marine biologist, assists Neil to install a sophisticated PSAT tracking computer, a tag that will reveal if the shark makes it back to the ocean floor and indeed survives.
That is a lot of shark.
Local fishermen think it's unlikely a sixgill will make it through the catch and release. The Ocean Vet team are on a mission to prove it can be done.
So this is a genuine first for us. We've never rescued a shark from commercial fishing lines, and we've never seen a sixgill. So it's going to be very interesting what happens today. Basically, with the sixgills, they live down deep. When the guys go wreck fishing, sometimes the sixgills will get tangled up in the wreck fishing gear and they get brought to the surface. Stevie and Andrew are out there wreck fishing right now, and they've invited us out today to help them rescue any sharks that might get brought up in the line.
Here we go. Hoses in.
The Ocean Vet team have a vast amount of experience tagging and releasing sharks, including large species like the tiger shark. But Choi and Neil have yet to even see a sixgill, let alone attempting to rescue one from commercial fishing lines.
Then we've got at least that is secure.
The team need to be able to alter their technique on the fly if they're to stand any chance of getting this right. As always, Neil and Choi are supported by the entire Ocean Vet team. Andrew Kirkpatrick is the underwater videographer and will help Neil assess the sixgill shark as it's brought up to the boat. Dylan Ward is taking control of the Ocean Vet boat Bones, and Oscar Doyce is piloting the Ocean Vet Rib, deploying divers and supporting the needs of the entire team. The commercial fishing boat Bay Roots is 6 kilometers, 4 miles, south of Bermuda's southwest edge. The ocean floor drops away quickly here, reaching depths of 5,000 feet in many places. The Atlantic wreckfish, the fisherman's target species, lives right along this deep shelf, sharing the same habitat as the sixgill shark.
So if the guys do bring a sixgill up to the surface today, we're going to try to fit it with this. This is a PSAT archival tag, and it's programmed to record the shark's depth changes after it returns to the depths. That way we'll be able to see whether it's survived its trip to the surface and hopefully our release. And you hold on to it, Joel.
Sure.
At $3,000 a tag, the archival PSAT computer represents a significant financial investment. But this tag won't just be used to acknowledge the success or failure of a sixgill rescue. It will also reveal new and exciting movement information of a species the team knows very little about.
Now I'm going to insert this large PSAT archival tag into the fish.
Neil and the crew have used these tags on 4 other species. One was attached to a Galapagos shark to understand more about their long-range migrations.
So now I'm going to plant the tube on this.
2 of Bermuda's spotted eagle rays also had PSAT tags installed, and the team even managed to install one on a wahoo, and to one of the most powerful predators in the Atlantic, the mighty blue marlin.
This fish is going to swim, man. His dorsal's up, he's going to swim, I tell you.
Once deployed, the computer will record the sixgill shark's depth, the temperature of the water, and ambient light levels. This information is stored in the tag's memory and will upload to satellites when it pops off.
So I can see Bay Roots directly ahead of us. We've got a big swell, so I'm going to keep the boat pointed into the wind as we get all our gear ready for a fairly critical transfer onto Andrew's boat. Choi?
The team need to move lots of equipment to attempt to rescue. What they don't realize is the fishermen have already started pulling up one of their deep-set lines. It's not until Choi boards the boat that the crew finds out there may be a sixgill shark on the end of the line.
We gotta go look at it, and we gotta get all our gear on, man. It's gonna be a while, so just slow him up.
Whatever it is, it's on its way up, and the team need to be ready for it.
Okay, they think that. Okay, the shark is maybe 80 feet down right now. So let's get Drew in the water. Cameraman Andy on the boat here. He's gonna go boat to rib to boat. with a very expensive camera, so it's all going down now. We got Drew jumping in the water. Fish is coming up, so we're gonna send him down just to be the first eyes on it to actually see what is on the line. And if it's a big shark, then we'll just make a game plan on the fly.
Sixgill sharks have a nasty habit of rolling when caught. Sadly, each roll wraps the animal into more hooks and cable. It's this scenario that the teams don't usually deal with. To work out the best way to handle the rescue, Neil and Kirkpatrick need to go down and assess what's on the end of the line.
Drew and I are really excited to see if we can get overboard and see if we can do something to help this shark if it is indeed a sixgill.
So we're setting up our comm system here. This links up to the comm mast that the guys have. That way, when they're at 80 feet or whatever depth they need to go to, then we can be communicating with them, we can speak, and we can figure out exactly what needs to be done just to give us a couple extra minutes. And yeah, so just gonna set it up, drop in the water.
With the dive brief and safety checks complete, Neil and Kirkpatrick are ready to dive.
3, 2, 1, go!
After a brief moment of disorientation, Neil and Kirkpatrick start their descent straight down.
Now, I can now tell you that this is a large shark. A large shark.
This animal has been hauled from its home over 5,000 feet below the team. The wreckfish have long worked themselves free. This is the sixgill shark the team are now faced with saving.
Okay, so you have a visual of a fish on the line, but you are not sure what it is yet.
This is indeed, I suspect, a large sixgill. A large sixgill shark. He has taken the second hook, and there are several other hooks wrapped around him. This is probably a fish of over several hundred pounds, 600 or 700 pounds. We have multiple hooks wrapped over him. However, I believe we shall be able to disentangle this fish fairly easily. That is my hope.
Coming up, Neil works to free some of the hooks and line while deep in the ocean, then attempts to attach a tail rope to raise this huge shark the final 100 feet to the surface.
Right, deep one out.
Once at the side of the boat, the team will work quickly to remove the final hooks and line before finally attaching the PSAT computer, a piece of technology that will reveal if the team have successfully saved the life of this sixgill shark.
So I am filming the hooks as they are wrapped around the shark. I can see how they are wrapped. I have managed to free one. The lion leader that is running through his mouth has encircled the fish. He's tenuously hooked with what appears to be the third hook of the leader. The third hook of the leader.
Okay, so now that we have identified it is actually a sixgill, quite a large one, we're gonna get our head rope out, our tail rope out, and I'm gonna prepare the sling. These guys can be huge, fully grown. They can be 14, 15 feet long and 1,000 pounds. We don't know how big it is yet, we're gonna measure it, but it's a huge animal. So I'm just pulling out all the stops as I've never dealt with one of these before.
This is the situation. The fish has got a hook caught in the corner of his mouth, but the thing that's bringing him up is the entanglement. I'm keen that we don't get him up to the surface and then have him pop that hook and roll around further and get more of a mess.
Get more tangled.
And we don't have his head controlled.
Right.
I think if we at least get his tail controlled from the outset, I can go put a tail rope on him now.
Right.
And then we'll have his tail rope as you get him up.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm going to put my dive gear back on and put a tail rope on him with a large buoy.
All right.
That will hold him. If we get him to within 10 feet of the surface, I can simply dive down and snag that rope.
All right.
The team prepare for the procedure and head back out to the shark as quickly as possible. It's now been just over 7 minutes since the team started the rescue. Every minute that passes reduces the chances of a successful release. The decision to attach the tail rope underwater is not just to prevent the animal further wrapping in the lines, but crucially to reduce the time the shark spends at the side of the boat. Neil manages to secure the rope on the tail and indicates to the surface with several sharp tugs. The shark is now semi-secured, preventing any further rolling in the fishing lines.
Tail rope is on!
The large orange float helps lift the shark's tail up and away from the fishing line. As this happens, the fishing wraps on the shark tighten and force the animal to reverse its original roll, further freeing the shark.
So as you can see, the shark is now held with the tail rope. It's now into a wrap and it's now ready to be lifted up.
I'm really excited. This is a big female six-gill shark, the first I've ever seen. And I believe that we'll be able to get a tag in her and check her survival without a lot of undue distress and trauma to this fish.
Yeah, let me get off the bow.
Next, the team worked together to secure this massive six-gill to the side of the boat, a position that will allow the final untangle and tagging procedure.
Wow! Oh my gosh, that is like a dinosaur on the end of the line. All right, so we've got our tail rope here. What I'll do, actually, excellent. They're very sluggish, which is what we heard, but this is fantastic. She's got nowhere near the fight of a large tiger shark, which is good, but she's rolling a little bit, so she still looks in good condition to me. A few little bumps and bruises, but nothing serious. So I'm just gonna tie off her tail right here, and then once she's tied on, we'll get this thing. Oh my God, look at the green eyes. It's like a goblin.
The team braced the shark using the same sling as they used whilst working with the tiger sharks. Together with the tail rope, this holds the animal in place so Neil and Choi can start to remove the final hooks and line.
So now I have the hook attached to it. I'm going to cut these away.
Right.
And then we can get the deep one out.
Yeah.
Neil has cut the last hook away from the commercial fishing line and attached it to a rope leader to control the head of the shark.
This is a much bigger animal than any of the tiger sharks we deal with, but luckily they don't seem to put up as bad of a fight. Look at the glowing green eyes. That thing is incredible. These guys have come from a deep, dark, cold environment. Basically, it's devoid of light, hence the large green eyes. He's down, usually they're anywhere from 1,000 to maybe 5,000 feet deep. These guys have been around so long, they actually predate flowers on planet Earth. This is a true living fossil right here.
Six-gill sharks are considered the oldest of all modern sharks, dating back some 190 million years. They were around during the early Jurassic period and have had the benefit of an unimaginable time period to evolve into the animal Neil and Choi are fighting to rescue.
All right, so with the shark secure, we're gonna go for our DNA sample. So I've got my scissors here. Neil's just gonna take a clip off the dorsal fin, which you can see is really far back on these guys.
Thanks, Joey.
Bumpy conditions to work in, huh?
There we go.
Oh, sweet.
So, this DNA is going to go to Mahmoud Shivji at Nova Southeastern University, contribute to his massive database of sharks taken from all around the world.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be happy as this is a brand new species from Bermuda.
So
Okay, we're gonna take a measurement now on this animal. I'm gonna guess, 12 or 13 feet maybe. These guys are very long and lean.
So, Choi, be aware, his head is free.
Yeah.
Because the hook came out, so I'm going to be trying to hold this, and then
Sure.
I'm going to measure back. Don't pull it tight until
Yeah.
I'm back here.
I know,
I'm
we
going to
ma-
measure the first third of the fish, and then we'll measure the second 2 feet.
Okay, yeah, that works better, yeah. Because I was gonna say the measurement might end up being approximate because of the way this guy wiggles.
Neil shows an astonishing amount of confidence working around this massive shark. He's so focused on the job in hand that he is oblivious to the fact that this massive predator has its jaws wide open inches from his head. He's happy to put his life on the line while they collect the data and work to free this six-gill shark.
So we're going to take her tail length to add to that 11 feet.
Yeah, I can see it. It's 3'2" on the tail length.
3'2" plus 11, 14'2" sixgill shark. Let's do her girth.
That is a monstrous animal.
59-inch girth. 59 inch.
Just shy of 5.
Just shy of 5 feet around her tummy.
That is a big girl. So we've got our DNA clip. We've done our measurements. We know what that are. We know it's a female. So the last thing to do is stick the tag in, and then we can release her, and hopefully she swims off happy. Okay, here's the scalpel.
Thank you.
Gentle.
I'm going to make a little cut in the skin, just big enough to enter the tag, and then we're going to place it into the tissues beneath the skin. The skin is very tough. It's like trying to cut sandpaper. And with this action of the waves, I'm just trying to avoid slicing my finger.
All right.
That should be big enough.
Yeah.
All right, now you may need...
Yeah, we're going to have
Quite
to
a tough drive.
drive this with some force.
It's it. It's planted. Well done. So the archival tag is firmly planted in her skin and should survive for the 4 months that we're going to record data from this shark. Now it's merely a question of releasing her. I'm going to put my dive gear on so that I can make sure this shark swims away. So this has been so exciting. And now we've got this big female sixgill, and I'm going to release her. And I'm really keen to see that she swims away.
Okay, so Neil's in position, I'm in position. We're ready to drop the ropes, so we're all set to have this girl swim away. Okay, guys. Excellent. That is a lot of shark.
Neil carefully moves the shark through the water to oxygenate its massive body. A journey close to 1 mile straight down lay ahead of this incredible prehistoric creature. With the tag firmly in place, the Ocean Vet team can now establish if the shark makes it back to the ocean floor and indeed survives. The shark eventually finds its fins and starts to power down into the deep. As it passes through 60 feet of water, it starts to pull away. Neil is left watching as the animal the team have worked so hard to rescue successfully swims down and out of sight.
That was absolutely phenomenal. That shark swam a circle. I was holding on to her. I could feel her start to kick underneath me. She swam back as if to look at the boat, swam under the keel. I thought, is she going to hit the rudder? No. Straight down, and we followed her down probably to about 85, 90, maybe even 90 feet down. And she was just going like a freight train, swimming and kicking back down into the abyss from whence she came. It was phenomenal. Great job, everybody. Ocean Vet teams. Really well done. Just spectacular job, man. And Dylan, good job, man. Love it. Best job in the world.
The data from the PSAT tag did eventually reveal the shark's successful journey back to its home some 5,000 feet down. It tracked the shark's regular movements over the following 4 months and served to prove that although at great cost and effort, it is worth trying to rescue these incredible animals.
A little disappointing that you didn't get any redfish.
Since the filming of this project, the Ocean Vet team have spoken with other local commercial fishermen and stand by to assist as they continue to save, protect, rescue, and learn more about the incredible marine life in Bermuda's beautiful ocean. Next time on Ocean Vet, Neil and his team witnessed the deep spawning aggregations of Bermuda's famous black grouper.
So now we're into our oxygenated bath. We're going to turn him right ways up.
They're on a mission to test new tagging methods, both on the sea floor, in midwater, and at the surface. Their goal is to map the population dynamic of this important commercial species, helping the Department of Fisheries with their mission to ensure the survival of a key Bermuda fishery. This is Dr. Neil Burnie. He lives in Bermuda, a stunning Atlantic island 640 miles east of North Carolina, USA.
So now
He spent the last 30 years practicing veterinary medicine, but now he's transferring his veterinary skills to help save, protect, and learn more about the incredible marine life of Bermuda's ocean.
This is a completely wild shark.
Alongside his dedicated ocean vet team are a number of scientists,
Yeah, this and
marine biologists,
Nick off the back fin.
and specialist master divers, helping to perform a number of unique and dangerous procedures in a bid to safeguard critically important marine species. Together, the team will be fitting satellite tags to huge tiger sharks, saving precious green turtles, dissecting giant blue marlin, and obtaining unique toxin samples from 45-ton migrating humpback whales.
Yay! Whoa! My knees are like jello.
Yes, man.
This is Bermuda, home to Dr. Neil Burnie, the ocean vet. Bermuda's ocean is home to some of the world's most impressive sharks. For millions of years, these animals have dominated the oceanic food chain. Giants, like the tiger shark, rule the deeper Bermudian seas, whilst many other incredible species also call these waters home. But one question remains. Are sharks still found in any numbers at night in Bermuda's shallow waters?
Keep it on, because that way you can drop it. You never know what's going to roll up on you in the darkness.
For years, locals have spoken of inshore shark hotspots. In this episode, Neil and the team will survey these hotspots, catch any sharks, and implant tracking tags to reveal if these so-called hotspots are true.
To be honest, we were expecting some small Galapagos sharks. We got more than we bargained for. But what a rush!
Over several grueling nights, the team will battle through sleep deprivation and dangerous working conditions to collect vital information on what's left of Bermuda's shallow water sharks.
So diving with sharks can be hazardous at any time, but the danger factor can increase if you're going to go in at night. So we have this purpose-built cage to protect us in the event that something shows up that we're not expecting. For example, a tiger shark or a greater hammerhead.
The team are using the boat Endurance. Crewing a vessel of this size requires all the ocean vet team.
So yeah, we'll bring it forward.
Series marine biologist Choi Ming is captain and overseeing all topside operations. Oscar Doyce is the team's safety diver and shark spotter, while Dylan Ward is pilot of the support rib Harry Lindo. On underwater camera, it's Andrew Kirkpatrick.
I'll tell you what, the first time I went down with this guy, I was scared half to Jesus. But the more you go down, just like he says, the more you get to familiarize yourself with the animals. And now I'm just like stupid excited. Like I just can't wait to get back in. So should be good.
Word is exhilarating. Exhilarating.
The first shark hotspot in the team's main dive site is Castle Harbor. This paradise location opens to the deep ocean through a deep water channel that passes in the middle of two old rocky outposts. In the past, this has been an area where multiple shallow water shark species have been spotted. In order to study if this location holds a resident shark population, Neil plans to utilize an acoustic shark tracking system.
So this is a Vemco VR2W acoustic receiver, and it will pick up the transmission from any of the sharks that we tag with an acoustic pinger tag. We're going to have two of these receivers situated about 600 meters apart at the entrance to Castle Harbor, and they'll let us know if any of our tagged sharks are coming in and out of Castle Harbor.
The acoustic tagging system consists of two parts. The first is the tracking tag. This is the part Neil and the team will have to surgically implant into the abdomen of any sharks caught. The second part is the receiver. This records the position of any passing tagged sharks. The team are now over the drop site and ready to deploy the receiver.
So this is a perfect location. We've got the security of these rocks and a natural reef. We're going to place the receiver at the edge of the reef, and it's going to monitor this deep water channel where the sharks run in and out at night into Castle Harbor.
I've anchored this acoustic receiver to the seafloor with heavy chain and marked it with GPS. I don't know what species of shark are in this area, if any, but it's possible that Galapagos sharks feed around this site.
If the team managed to catch and tag any sharks, this receiver will record their regular passes in and out of this so-called shark hotspot.
That was exciting. As the light's falling, it's getting a little spooky because that's a deep water channel, which is just the kind of place that sharks will use as an advantage when they're trying to ambush their prey. So we know for a fact that tiger sharks run up and down this south shore, and that's just the sort of place where a tiger shark might want to ambush an unsuspecting victim.
It's well documented that sharks are more active at night. Neil has therefore decided to run this study from dusk until dawn. But this represents its own challenges and some new uncharted dangers for the team.
Yeah, risk of diving at night. Biggest thing is so easy to get disoriented because you literally have tunnel vision. Really, whatever light source you have, that's all you can see. You can't see anything around. So it's easy to get disoriented. It's easy to lose track of depth. It's easy to lose track of the surface sometimes. So it can be a real challenge. Got it? It can be a real challenge at night. Just kind of doing anything, let alone chumming up the water, putting some sharks in the equation. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but definitely a challenge. We'll try and go the same time.
The first job is to lower a shark cage to the seabed. This is to provide underwater protection if needed during the team's survey dive. Neil and Oscar guide the cage down to the sea floor.
So the cage is in position. It's here for our safety in case any larger, aggressive sharks turn up.
Although the team's ultimate goal is to assess this area for shark numbers, Neil also knows the project has the potential to reveal the health of the wider marine ecosystem. Where there's sharks, there has to be a healthy food web. Overfishing and the introduction of invasive species can destroy these food webs. Where there's no prey fish, there's unlikely to be any sharks.
Well, after we set up earlier this afternoon with our monitoring system, we've seen some stuff, and now we're going to have a look and see what actual life there is around the area where we have the cage, right in this channel where the water funnels in from the south shore into Castle Harbour. I'm expecting to see a variety of different fish, hopefully, and perhaps we're going to see some sharks.
Yeah, divers going in the water. Divers in.
The first survey dive is taking Neil on a systematic search of the surrounding area. Historically, these inshore waters were heavily overfished. Neil's hoping to find enough biodiversity to indicate that this site could support a resident shark population.
This is a Bermuda spiny lobster. As they grow, they shed their exoskeleton, and during this time, they're highly vulnerable to predation, and as a result, can be considered shark food.
Examples of this kind of shark prey is a good start. But Neil really needs to find a variety of fish to be confident of an ecosystem that could support sharks.
Here we have a couple of reef fish exhibiting the behavior that's developed over thousands of years to protect them from nighttime predation. These two fish have found a safe little crack in which to hide.
Although Neil has found some interesting marine species, it's certainly not the abundance of life he was expecting.
So, just completed the first survey dive, and I'm a little disappointed. We did see a Bermuda spiny lobster, a few reef fish, parrotfish hiding from, hopefully, some predators. But all in all, not quite as much as I wanted. Speckled moray over the sand was very interesting.
I checked you. Air's good. BC's inflated.
Neil and Kirkpatrick also surveyed a much deeper location half a mile out past the entrance to Castle Harbor. Worryingly, this deep dive site provided even less evidence of sharks or any potential shark prey.
Oh, there's nothing down there. Even less than the other spot.
Yeah.
No lobbies or whatever, and we're out of air as well, too.
The team's disappointment is growing. They're all concerned about the general lack of marine life, let alone the lack of any sharks.
Either we go to a different spot, or it's just not tonight, you know?
Everything else okay?
Yeah.
Good man. Just hop back in.
Back on Endurance, Neil is taking a chum box full of bait down to the shark cage, where it will remain for 24 hours. This is the last-ditch attempt to bring in fish and sharks to the dwindling Castle Harbor hotspot.
There's a possibility we may not find anything at all, but we're thinking positive, and we've got enough gear and chum that, you know, we're definitely hedging our bets.
So we're back on our dive site. It's about 9 o'clock. We've had the chum in the water now for over 24 hours, and we're really hopeful that tonight's survey dive will reveal rather more than we obtained yesterday. We're hoping there's going to be some shark species around, and what we're really hoping is that we can get a couple of Galapagos sharks so that we can get the tags implanted. You have to think positive about this, and that's what we're doing.
Big step. Divers in. All good, Neil? Good man.
Okay, so the bait box is still intact. It's been down here for over 24 hours and has no signs of any damage from any large predators. I think we're going to have to make a move to a new location.
Around 400 years ago, the numbers of shark and other fish in this area would have been exponentially higher. Sharks need healthy stocks of prey fish to survive. Without prey fish, sharks inevitably disappear. Years of exploiting Bermuda's magical marine ecosystem has had a profound effect on prey fish and shark numbers.
Sharks are vital to the health of our oceans. They're the monitors. They make sure that everything stays healthy. Anything that's genetically wrong, anything that's diseased, anything that's dying, anything that's not up to par, the sharks are going to take it out. They keep everything else beneath them healthy. They keep the populations balanced. You've got to have your apex predators. You've got to have everything from the top down in harmony. And that's why sharks are so important to us.
The team's new study hotspot sits on the edge of Bermuda's shipping channel. 2 miles north of the dive site is Bermuda's fringe reef, and 2 miles south is the shoreline. Neil has deployed acoustic receivers on several structures nearby to monitor any successfully tagged sharks.
So we're here at our new location just outside the channel on the north shore of Bermuda. Andrew and I are about to go and do a survey dive, see what kind of reef species we have, and Choi is setting up the equipment we're going to use this evening.
Yeah, what we've got here is a modified set line. We're going to set this up a distance from the boat, and we're going to have to check it probably every 15 minutes just to ensure that the sharks are in as good a shape as possible to get them back here.
Great. Oscar has our chumming station at hand. Plenty of fish going in the water, try and get some attraction going in this area. And here is our medical center. We have everything we need here. We're going to take DNA samples for analysis, and more importantly, we've got a surgical kit so that we can implant one of these into the abdominal cavity of the shark. This is an acoustic transmitter tag and will enable us to monitor the movement of this shark around the platform. To ensure this shark comes in the best of health, Dylan, our boat captain, is here in the Harry Lindo, which we have equipped with a water hose at the front to keep the shark in good shape, transport him back to the boat in as quick a manner possible to ensure he stays in great health.
The baited set lines are the team's shark capture method. They consist of several baited hooks attached to a short line that's anchored to the seabed.
So this is our first bait heading out. This one's going to be the closest one to the reef end.
Once the fishing equipment is deployed, Kirkpatrick and Neil dive the location. On all accounts, Neil is much happier with this site's biodiversity.
So that was really interesting. More activity here. We found quite a number of small fish swimming out over the sand and a lot of slightly bigger fish hiding underneath the reef. Soapfish, a couple of grunts, and some parrotfish. Definitely shark food. So we're hopeful this might be the place. Wind's made up a little. We got quite a lot of chop to deal with on the transfers, but we're hopeful, always hopeful.
The stronger winds are causing waves to flood the rib, but the set lines must be checked periodically. Neil and Choi are out, taking a closer look.
You feel any tension, Neil?
Tension on the line could indicate that a large predator has taken the bait.
Oh, Neil's got some tension.
Got somebody on.
Tension!
Yeah, and they're down. We had a feeling.
Good.
I see something. We've got a shark.
Check him out.
Finally, the team has found what they've been looking for, but the team still aren't sure what the species is.
That's got to be a juvenile tiger shark at that size. That's incredible.
Choi knows how significant this find could be. A tiger shark of this size could be evidence of a pupping tiger shark population in Bermuda, something the team have previously had no evidence of.
Well, I'm really excited. This, in 5 years of tagging tiger sharks, this is the smallest one I've ever come across. It's incredible. So hopefully we'll get some fascinating information out of this guy. This is the smallest by 2 feet, easily.
Juvenile tiger sharks don't have the capacity to migrate thousands of miles. Consequently, this shark is likely to have been born in Bermuda. Studying its tag data and DNA will be a remarkable window into the adolescent stage of tiger shark development.
Lift and go. Okay. Go. Helpful. Keep lifting. Lift and go. Lift and go. Drop the towel on his head. Towel on his head immediately. Perfect.
Covering the shark's eyes is one of Neil's techniques to calm the shark down. The team now need to get the shark up onto the medical station to prepare the animal for the tagging procedure.
Yes. Perfect. Slide them a bit close together. Get his dorsal in there. Lovely. Excellent. We've got a male tiger shark, juvenile male tiger shark. He's comfortable. He's in tonic immobility. We have water running over his gills. He had a good bite reflex. Because we actually pulled him back to the boat from the rib, we actually revived this fish on the way back over here. So the fact he's lying still is not because he can't move, it's because he's in tonic immobility when you turn the shark upside down. We're now in an extremely good position to get the hook out of this fish and then place our transmitter into his abdominal cavity. Nice bit of dental work, wouldn't you say? First things to be done, we're going to remove the circle hook. It's barbless. We're going to simply cut it in one place here, close to the fish, and wind it out.
Neil's primary concern is always the welfare of the shark. He's using the same techniques applied during regular veterinary care to ensure the shark remains comfortable throughout the tag implant procedure.
Just going to put a little local anesthetic in just to numb the sensors that he has in his body wall right here. There we go. So we're into his body cavity. Just going to clean it up, and we're going to go insert our tag. Looks pretty large, but this fish will be able to deal with this fine. Acoustic transmitter is placed.
It's a brief procedure, and although it may appear uncomfortable for the shark, Neil knows firsthand just how resilient these animals can be.
We've learned over the years that tiger sharks can suffer pretty profound injury and recover well. We've tracked one of our sharks for over 2 years after seeing him released with massive fight injuries acquired during tagging. Push it in.
The lid is off. That's the problem. So, there.
To confirm this shark is strong enough to be released, Neil is making some last-minute health checks.
You can see his nictitating membrane coming across to protect his eye. That's a good sign. He's got a bite reflex. Just now he bit down hard on the tube. And you can see this fish's organs of Lorenzini, all these little ampullae around his mouth and head. Those are his electrical sensors. That's what let him find this bait, together with his olfactory senses, his sense of smell through these nostrils right here. Beautiful looking fish.
With the health indicators looking strong and the tag implanted, it's time to release this juvenile tiger shark.
Slowly, slowly.
Yeah.
He's coming in.
This young shark has certainly been through quite an ordeal. But the information it will provide could help protect other young tiger sharks born in Bermuda. There certainly isn't the numbers of sharks there once was in these waters, but this young shark is a glimmer of evidence that tiger sharks aren't just still living in Bermuda's shallow waters, but potentially breeding and certainly giving birth. That alone is cause for us to learn more and better protect these precious young sharks.
So we came out looking for night sharks in Bermuda. To be honest, we were expecting some small Galapagos sharks. We got more than we bargained for. But what a rush. We just brought a 6-foot tiger shark on board and put an acoustic transmitting tag in it. We'll be able to see if this fish stays around the Bermuda platform in the shallows. Just wicked.
The team's project to study Bermuda's shallow water sharks continues. The mission is to continue the tagging study and roll out receivers across the coral platform. The goal is to make Bermuda's coral platform one of the most monitored shallow water shark habitats on the planet, providing refuge and protection for multiple shark species.